do? Does it feel like no matter what you do, it's never enough? Does it feel like, sorry, I do. Thank you very much. Thank you. Does it feel like no matter what you do, it's never enough? Do you find yourself constantly seeking approval from others? Do you struggle with feeling of inadequacy? Do you shrink when you should stand tall? If these questions hit home, today's topic, permission denied or granted, is for you. So this is to welcome everyone across the world, wherever you're watching me from. To all our family on TikTok, over 46,000, just to say a big thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Alex. To everyone on YouTube, I think it's over 1,200 and over 14,000 on Facebook, over 10,000, I'm not sure, on Instagram. We do this every Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time, okay? 7 p.m. UK time. So before we go ahead, I will go straight into it. Thank you very much, Alex. Please share this stream, long press on the screen, and share it so other people can be a part of it, so others can be a part, so others can benefit. Please share the screen. 1 minute, guys. Let me try something. Okay. So yeah, share this so others can be a part of it. Share it so others can be a part of it. Okay. Yeah. Share so others can be a part. If you long press on the screen, you see the share button, and you can share. That's on TikTok, on Facebook, or Instagram, or LinkedIn. You can find different buttons there that you can click on, all right? So please follow this page if you like what you see already, and please let us know what your biggest takeaways are. You can send comments in the comment section. You can type a thing or two. Turn on your notification button so that you can get notified when we've gone live, okay? So please, if you like what you're hearing, if you want to tap on the screen, it will help us appreciate. It shows that you appreciate what we're doing, and it will help the algorithm recommend this channel to anyone. So share this to someone that you know that needs to put it on a group chat that you think that's relevant to. Whatever it is, to just do something so that some people can learn a thing or two today. So let's try to get us over 10. Let's try and see if we can get up to 10,000 likes on TikTok, and the same thing across all the other platforms, right? Okay, my free ebook is in my bio. If you click on it, scroll up, you find a link. You see about what's it called? Link to my free ebook, link to my paid ebook, and a link to book a 10 minutes free call or conversation with me. If you want us to talk about something, personal development, or something that relates to your business or whatever it is, yeah. So also, I'm excited to announce that I have a book, writing a book. It's called The Migration Mirage: Why Nations Lose Tomorrow and Lineages Fade. So soon, we're working on a website to be out soon, so you can join the playlist and wait list and be a part of it. So this stream is sponsored by The Hair You Love, G610 Homes, and Love Family Podcast. So I'm going to let you guys know more about it. So the whole idea of why I do this every Sunday UK time is to stir up a dissatisfaction within you. Some people are comfortable, some people are okay with things not going the way they want it to be. But the whole idea of sharing things like this is to stir those things up in you, to awaken things, to get you awake to things that your thoughts might not have come to. Maybe it has come to, but you just relaxed about it. I say this because I'm inspired by the scripture that says in Ecclesiastes 10 verse 7, it says that I've seen servants on horses while princes walk on the ground like servants. So it's just to say that we should be at the right place, and we need to check ourselves at all times. I'm not a guru. I'll keep saying this. I'll never stop saying it. I only teach a little things that Christ has done in my life. Thank you, Peter. I always say, teach the little things that Christ has done in my life, and to provide guidance I desperately needed 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 15 years ago. What are the things that I wish I needed guidance and I couldn't get? Those are the things I hope to be sharing on this platform. And I hope that we'll learn a thing or two from it. Okay? So yeah, that's that. So like I said again, the topic is permission denied or granted. Permission denied or granted. So this last week we discussed what do you see? And this week we're discussing permission denied or granted. So to check all our videos, all the videos, and if you go to YouTube, type my name, Onyekwelu ILOGE, click on the section that says live, you'll be able to see all the videos that were there. Thank you, Matthew. Much appreciated. Okay, last week we discussed what do you see? Thank you, Soken Foods. Thank you. What do you see? That last week was about vision. This week we're discussing permission denied or granted, and today is about action. So the link between both of them is that it's now that last week I expect that everyone that watched it, that watched last week can have a perspective about how they see things. But this week, what you're trying to do is who gave you permission? What we're trying to do this week is for you to learn how to act, and not wait for permission. Thank you very much, Benjamin. Thank you very much, Abraham. Thank you very much, Home Love. Much appreciated. All right. So yes, many people see opportunities, but stay stuck because they are waiting for approval. Last week once we opened our eyes. This week we'll test our courage. And I'll take it again. Many people are stuck because many people are stuck not because of lack of opportunities. They are stuck because of ungranted permissions in their mind. Thank you, Awo. You are qualified, you are capable, you are gifted, but mentally, you still fill out an application form for approval in your mind. You still fill out application form. So I'll say this story. There was someone watching, so there might be someone here watching right now. You have done a job for, let's say, 5 odd years or 5 to 10 odd years. You have trained so many people. You know the system in and out, but you won't start something of your own. You rather apply for the next role or move on to another job or pivot in different parts of your career. Because you ask yourself a question, what if I fail? What do people say? Those are questions you have. Meanwhile, someone less skilled would have taken an action. And in some cases, some people work for people that are less educated or less skilled than they are because they are waiting for permission and they're refusing to take action. Some people might post a video on social media and they'll keep checking as people liked it. Some people might share an idea and they're waiting for validation. Some people will make a move. Thank you very much, Soken Foods. And they'll be looking around for acceptance. Your life becomes controlled by invincible voters. You're waiting for people to approve you at all time. Thank you very much, Spencer. So the question is, some have a vision of a book or an idea, a business idea, or a movement. It's still kept in the draft for years. They've never done something. They feel inadequate, because you said to yourself, I'm not ready. Or somebody has not said to you, you're ready. Or somebody has not told you are good enough. Thank you very much, Spencer. Or somebody has not said to you, those ideas remain dreams. They stay unborn, not because of impossibilities, but because of what? Permission paralysis. We're waiting for approval. You could be raised up in a family where they play everything small. They say stay on a stable job, don't take any risk. So even when you are exposed to global opportunities, some of us have traveled far and wide, worked in very big companies. But the problem is that there's still a mental cage of permission. Everything we do, we've been used to getting permission, and we remain stuck with it. You are free physically, but mentally, you are waiting for the past to approve your future. It's something that we need to look into. Nobody is coming to approve your purpose. There's no committee sitting somewhere saying, now, oh, you are now become great, so go. No. The people you admire, they moved without what? Permission. They didn't wait for someone else's permission. So this is deeper than you think. When you delay action, sometimes those that have children, their children start inheriting hesitation. When you also delay action, your children, your lineage inherit what? Limitation. So, but when you move boldly, you rewrite the script for generations to come, because they'll be hearing about what their fathers have done, or the way their father did it, or the way their grandparents did it. They will learn from those actions. What if the only thing standing between you and your next level is the permission you refuse to grant yourself? A lot of people they refuse to grant themselves permission, and they stay stuck on it. Thank you very much, Awu and Matthew. So as we go on, I always like to do definitions, because I don't want to assume that everyone has an understanding of what I'm talking about for the day. So the word permission, as defined by dictionary, is the action of allowing someone to do something. And it says it's authorization, consent, or approval to act. But a deeper way of interpreting it is what? In life, permission is not just external. It is an internal authorization. It is the moment you decide, am I allowed to do this? Or is the moment you decide, am I allowed to act on what I see? So we're going to analyze the word denied versus granted. Permission denied means what? You're waiting for approval in this context. Thank you very much, David. Fear of judgment. Thank you very much, African Debunked and Soken Foods. Playing small despite being potential. That is those that are waiting for permissions to be denied, that had their permission denied, or waiting for approval. But those that have already taken permission, or act like permission has been granted to them, or see it like it has been granted, it's all about self-authorization. Bold actions despite uncertainties, and taking ownership of your life's direction. So I always say, Steve Jobs once said that don't let the noise of others' opinion drown out your own inner voice. Don't let it. No, don't let it. And Marianne Williamson was once quoted to have said, as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. What's it called? One more quote is from, what's her name? Eleanor Roosevelt. She said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. I'll take that again. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Permission is the invincible gate between vision and action. And the question is, who controls the key? Who controls the key in your situation? Who controls that key? That is a question to ask yourself. Do you wait for other people's approval? Are you someone that no matter what, you always feel like you're inadequate in whatever you're doing? I'm going to tell a story, and I hope that we learn from this story. I'd like you to pay attention. If you miss out on any part of this live stream, please go on my YouTube channel, type my name, Onyekwelu ILOGE, click on the live section, and you can have access to it in case you miss out on this story, or you join in the middle of this story. Thank you very much, Barbara. Much appreciated. And David and Bola and Goats, and to everyone that's joined on TikTok or everywhere, right? Okay, I titled this story, Lessons Marcus and Jordan Taught Me. Marcus used to believe life had a structure. This is where he's taught. You did well in school, you followed the right path, you earned your place. And eventually, the world would notice. Jordan never believed that. Although he was rebellious in school, he did not take his studies seriously. His point of view was that life had never shown him anything structured enough to trust. Okay? They grew up in the same town, the same school, and the same class, but not the same reality. Right? Marcus had stability, not perfect, but predictable. Jordan's case was the reverse. Yet, somehow, against the odds and against every quiet assumption people had made about him, Jordan's parents pushed themselves harder. They found a way, they worked extra shifts, they borrowed money, and they sacrificed this sacrifice no one saw. One day, Jordan stood where few people expected him to stand, which was in a university. But university was not a clean chapter. It was a survival in a different language. Jordan worked all jobs, late nights, early mornings, anything that kept him afloat. While others revised their studies or whatever it is, thank you, Barbara, or rested, Jordan will work. He was always behind on his assignments or his coursework or whatever, but he was never out. He never gave up. Marcus, on the other hand, moved steadily. Everything aligned the way it was supposed to be. Degree, he got his degree. Internship, he got straight away into an internship, and he got a corporate job straight away. He became dependable. He became a reliable man, the kind of man systems trust. Most employees or most employers will love someone like this. Years passed. Years passed. Thank you very much, Chucky. Years passed. Jordan graduated, not with ease, but with endurance. And somewhere between exhaustion and necessity, he had a business idea. Wow, one would think. He managed to build the business to the point, to the proof of point concept. It was hard. He got rejections. He got doubts. He had moments where there were empty bank accounts. But slowly, something shifted. A yes where there used to be no. An investor where there used to be silence. Growth where there used to be survival. 3 years later, the company Jordan built, the thing that almost didn't exist, was no longer small. If a large firm came calling, they wanted it, but more than that, they wanted him. That's the same case for Facebook. Was it Facebook? The same for Google. When they bought Google, the same thing. Sir, your page has a lot of followers and your live stream. Thank you very much, Tom Zimmer. Thank you very much. The same thing with Google when they bought. I think they bought up the guys. No, when Google bought YouTube, they kept the CEOs. When Facebook bought WhatsApp, they did the same thing. When Microsoft bought Skype, they did the same thing. Quite a lot of companies do that. They always keep the main man behind the idea. I think the same thing for Paystack. When they were acquired by Stripe, they kept them. So in this case, for Jordan, when he got an investor that came and bought over his company, they insisted that he would stay behind to run the company and not just cash out and go away with the money. So I take that part again. A larger firm came calling. They wanted it, but more than that, they wanted him. Only if he would stay and lead it, they said. And he did so. And so he did so. 2 years passed again. That larger firm set his sight to purchase another company. The firm where Marcus worked. What a coincidence. But there was a condition this time. The leadership of the company that was acquiring other companies decided that Jordan would lead both companies. So Jordan would lead the company he founded and also lead the company that his senior company was going to buy. That's where Marcus worked. Or the deal would not happen. In other words, the company said to him, if you're not going to lead, well, you are managing, you built company A, and you're managing it, yes, but we're about to buy company B. We want you to run company B. And if you don't agree to run company B, we're not going to buy that company because we really want you to run it. And Jordan accepted. Marcus did not know at first. So Marcus did not know anything about this. He just worked in the company. He didn't even have an understanding of what was happening. He only knew his company had struggled. The pandemic had not been kind to them. It was not kind to a lot of companies too. Things had slowed, then cracked. And when the acquisition finally came, it felt like a rescue. People like Marcus will be glad in a company like that. There was a party. Celebration filled the room. Laughter, relief, polite optimism. Marcus stood among it all, carrying quite pride. He had held things together longer than most people. That's to say that some people might have left the job when things were difficult, got a better job or got something else. But people like Marcus, he stayed back and was still working out to help the company. I think I'll continue. He had held things together for longer than most. He had been consistent where others were uncertain. Then he saw, guess what? He saw Jordan in the party. At first, it didn't make sense to him. Jordan, maybe the last time he saw him was maybe when they were in secondary school or in their I don't know what they call it in your country. That's the last time they saw. They went to different universities, not the same university. At first, it didn't make sense to him. I'm sure you say in mind, Jordan, what are you doing here? Then it did, and the truth didn't arrive loudly. It's settled, heavy, uncomfortable. Finally, later they spoke. Two men shaped by the same beginnings, but very different decisions. But it hadn't been the same road. They both knew it, that it wasn't the same road, the same path. Marcus now found himself. Thank you very much. Marcus now found himself in a position he never imagined, walking under Jordan. Can you imagine it? Can you imagine it? When they were in secondary school, Jordan was very unstable. His family struggled financially. He was very rebellious in school. Might have missed schools. Maybe the teachers wrote Jordan off as well. But someone like Marcus had a stable family. His parents were doing okay. They were everything he had. If he needed an extra tutor, I believe they provided a tutor. If he was doubting himself, they'll provide whatever it is. But Marcus had it okay, and things were going well for him. But the reverse was the case for Jordan. His parents were struggling financially. They were on jobs, doing one or two things and to keep alive. So I continue the story. Marcus now found himself in a position he never imagined, working under Jordan. What a life. Jordan was in charge of not just one company, two companies. The one he built himself and the one that he was entrusted to lead. Something inside Marcus resisted, not loudly, just enough. Enough to question, enough to compare, enough to quietly resent. That's it. He said resenting him. He said resenting Jordan. In his mind, the equation didn't balance. Yes, to a lot of people, it will make a lot of sense. Because people write people off. People just size you up and they decide what they feel that your destiny is going to become. I was more disciplined, Marcus said in his mind or out loud. I followed the right path. I did everything I was supposed to do. So how? In other words, how is it that the Jordan in school that was not doing well and everything, how is it that Jordan is in a position where he's now in charge of the company, the way I work? Not just that, he has also built his own company to the point where he's very successful. So there was something Marcus could have done. He could have leaned in, observed, learned and asked questions that don't come from pride, but from growth. But pride has a quiet voice. Thank you very much, Brendan. Pride has a quiet voice, and it often sounds like dignity. So Marcus made a decision, not out of strategy, not out of vision, but out of discomfort. He resigned from working for that company. People said he chose self-respect, but what he really chose was distance. He distanced himself from comparison. He distanced from discomfort. He distanced from a truth that he did not want to sit with. He told himself, I would rather sit at home and find another job than work under Jordan. For a while, he felt like he was in control, but time has a way of asking better questions, not immediately, but eventually. Sitting at home, Marcus had space, too much of it, and in that space, something began to echo. Not Jordan's success, but his own choices. Because the truth was never about who was smarter. No, that was not the case. Thank you very much, Tom. Or who deserved more. It was about something far quieter, something harder to admit. Jordan had built even when it was hard. Marcus had waited even when he was ready. And somewhere between those two decisions, their lives separated. And that is where their stories truly separated. But a quiet, invincible line. One waited for permission, the other moved as if it had already been granted. So this story and everything I just shared now was to help us better understand the word permission, being denied or granted. So what are the lessons we're going to learn from this story? I hope you guys learned a thing or two or were inspired by it. Life rarely stands in front of you and says no. In most cases, no. It simply waits and watch what you believe about yourself. Watch what you believe. It's all about you. What do you believe about yourself? Because it's what you tell people. I say to people, it's who you say you are. That's what other people take you at. If you say you are stupid, people take you stupid. If you choose to say, I decide to be smart, I decide to present myself in this way, people will take you for that. You know, you are who you say you are. So, because the most powerful permission you'll ever receive is the one you give yourself. The one you give yourself. You decide and say to yourself, I don't like it this way. How can things change? How can I make way out of it? You have to come to a moment of self-realization. My people, where I come from in Nigeria, Igbo tribe, they will say, we are, as a tribe, we are used to, if there's a problem amongst the clan, thank you, Jasper, there's a problem amongst the clan, we have what's called kingsmen. The kingsmen will call you to, or they'll organize a meeting and they will call you and sit you down, and the topic of discussion is about you. And they're trying to find out what the problem is and how they can bring a solution to that problem. But my people also have an adage or a proverb they say. They say in certain situations, you yourself, call yourself to a meeting. In other words, analyze your life. You know, in other words, ask yourself questions. Imagine there are people asking you. Don't wait until the kingsmen call you to start asking yourself questions. It will make a whole lot of difference in your life. So 3 things Marcus didn't do right, but he should have done. 1, he chose pride over proximity. Marcus had the access to Jordan. Now, not as a student back in the same town, but now as his boss. Not as a leader, but as a living blueprint. So Jordan was living a different life. Marcus now have access to that better life. But instead of leaning to Jordan to learn, he pulled away to protect his ego. Because he must have said to himself, I came from a posher family and everything. Why is it that someone that was supposedly not as well to do as I am, that was good for nothing, is now better than me today? Or is now heading a company and I should work under him? So instead of growth is often hidden inside uncomfortable relationships. Sometimes there's a book called, by a Nigerian writer, it says, he stoops to conquer. I don't know if I can check for the name. Let me see if I can find it. He stoops to conquer. I don't know if it's a Nigerian. I think it's a Nigerian. Let me see if I can find it. He stoops. Or if anybody can put it on the chart, it'd be nice. He stoops to conquer. No. It says. I don't know, but I can see here it says 1773 is a celebrated comedy play by Oliver Smith that followed. Oh, thank you very much. That followed Marlowe. Okay, so anyway, this is a play. This is a play. Thank you very much, Nimuel Ricardo. So he stoops to conquer. He should have stooped, learned from Jordan, and perhaps they would have both conquered together, or you'd have conquered him. But instead, he chose ego over learning or an opportunity to grow. Second thing Marcus didn't do well is he waited instead of repositioning. Marcus believed his past efforts should secure his future position. But when the structure changed, he didn't adapt, he exited. The world doesn't reward history. The world responds to what? Evolution. So when things change in life, you need to learn to change with them. You need to adapt. You need to be able to know how to turn things around and make a move. Not that something that you shrink out run away or take some kind of positions that might not be helpful to you or might come out of pride or ego. The next thing that Marcus didn't do well is that he compared instead of what? Converting. He is comparing. He started analyzing his life. And I said comparing. No, that's not what he's supposed to have done. Instead of asking, what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this situation? What can I learn from Jordan? What have I not been doing right? Instead of asking those kind of critical questions, he stayed in. This shouldn't be happening. That's what he's saying to himself. This shouldn't be happening. Why should this be happening? No, that is not the right approach. Comparison drains, curiosity builds. He should have been more curious. That curiosity should have helped him become a better person. So what are the things we can learn from Jordan? What are the things we can learn from Jordan? What Jordan did right and the things we can learn from him. One, he moved without needing validation. He moved without needing validation. Jordan didn't wait for perfect condition or approval because that's not how his life was. His life was raggedy. His parents were struggling. Maybe they were also dealing with landlords. They might have been evicted by several times. Or things might have happened. Maybe he might have lost even a loved one in the middle of all this thing. He acted from necessity and built from then on. He acted from necessity and built from then on. You don't need permission to start. You only need courage to continue. The next thing we can learn from from Jordan is that he turned struggle into skill. He turned struggle into skill. Odd jobs. He did odd jobs. Rejections, pressure. Those things developed skills in him. They made him a better person. They challenged him. They brought out the best in him. None of it was wasted. None of it was wasted. It trained him to adapt. It trained him how to adapt, trained him how to know how to sell, trained him how to endure difficulty, trained him to know how to solve situations or problems when they come. Your hardest seasons are often your most valuable training times. There's a song that says, what does not kill you? What does not kill you? Or I forgot how they say, will not break your, or what does not break you? I forgot how they put it, but something along those lines. Some of you, if you know that line, put it in the comment section. So next thing we can learn from Jordan is what? He stayed when opportunity came. When his company was acquired, he didn't exit too early. Some people would have just collected that money and gone about their life, going to have a good time. Yes, Jeffrey is asking about a good book that can help him manage his life. Sorry, guys, let me just bring this book so I don't forget. Thank you, Jeffrey. Sorry, I'm going to continue the story, but let me just say this before I forget it, as he's asked. I don't know if you can see this book. It's called Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. I don't know if you can see it. Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. This book has sold over 3 million copies. That's the much it should have sold more. In here, it helps you have an understanding of why you're here and what you're here for. It gives you a meaning and purpose for life. This is my most gifted book. I've given more than 30 copies of this, the little I can count, all right? That's Jeffrey, and that's one. I highly recommend this book, Jeffrey. Highly recommend this book. It's helped me. I'm not yet there. It's still a work in progress, but I highly recommend it. It's called Slight Edge. Slight Edge by a guy called Jeff Osloon. Jeff Osloon. Where can I save this? Well, I don't know. If you check on the internet, you can find it. I buy my books mostly from eBay. I don't necessarily buy them brand new, but some people are very good at using it. They're not as careful as I am. Me, I'm not that careful. I mark on my book, I write and all that. Some people don't do all the markings. I don't really mind. I just get it. This is a highly recommended book. This book teaches you how to do tasks on a daily basis. On a daily basis, that overall that compounds and makes your life a lot more easier. Thank you very much. What does not kill you makes you stronger. Thank you very much, Vember. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. So that is Jeffrey. These books are highly recommended. Slight Edge, Purpose-Driven Life. Highly recommended. Look them up. They've changed people's life. They changed my life, and they can bless you. What does not kill you make you stronger? Thank you very much. So the third thing we learned from Jordan's story is that he stayed when opportunity came. When his company was acquired, he did not go about enjoying himself and having good time and all that. He accepted the responsibility to still stay and grow the company. So he grew into leadership and he multiplied his influence to the point that the company that acquired his company saw that this guy has tremendous ability. And when the opportunity came for them to buy the company where Marcus worked, they said to him, please, we're going to buy this company on the premise that you are going to lead it. So, because they've seen the abilities he had in him. Sometimes the real opportunity begins after the win. So he got better. Things became a lot better for him. Yes, more responsibility, but he didn't just cash out and go and start having fun. No, he stayed to work on his company, and then he got more responsibility by helping another company. So finally, as we wrap this story up, permission was never withheld from Marcus. No, it was never claimed. Marcus never claimed his permission. He was comfortable in the job where he was working. He understood it very well. He did everything. He got approvals from his bosses. He did all that he needed to do. He met all the deadlines, but he always shrinked. He never thought, how can I make the most of what I'm doing and better myself, or to do something of my own? Rather, when he realized that Jeff Jordan was now the boss of the new company that acquired his own company, instead of leading on to learn from Jordan, he became resentful, resigned the job, and can't be bothered. So the lesson we can learn is don't wait in life. Life, the only constant in life is change. That's the only constant in life. We need to always, and even water, my bishop always says, leave this water inside this cup for a year. You begin to see that the water will begin to change color inside. That's to show you that life, we ought to be progressing in life. Never get comfortable with your position or where you are in life. Always aspire for what is next. One of the things I like about the scripture, there's a portion in the Bible. It said there are times, understanding the times and seasons. You need to understand the times and the seasons of your life. Understand them. There's time to work for somebody. No, I've never ever said don't work for anybody, but there's time to build your own. There are things in you. There are companies in you. There's a vaccine in you. There's a medication. There's a drug in you. There's an idea in you. There's a movie inside you. One of the things that you learn from Robert Kiyosaki's book, he says, mind your business. In every organization you work for, in every company you work for, there's a business of that organization. In law, there's a business of selling wigs, of selling the gown, of selling the whatever, of selling the law books. So in that law, don't just be focused as a lawyer, or that is the business of the law side of things. There are other things in it, in the law aspect. That's just an example. In medicine, there's a business of medicine. There's people that sell the drips, and people that sell the syringes, and people that sell the disposable gowns. Some people sell the hospital equipment. Some people sell the softwares. That is the business that makes that your career or your function. While you're a doctor, nurse, healthcare assistant, whatever you do, be minding the business of the industry you're in. Perhaps you're going to learn from it. I was talking to a lady. She worked in a care home, a nursery, and I said to her, don't just be there to clock in and clock out. No, be observing. Think like the owner. Think like the owner. Think like the owner. Like, I forgot who said that in his book. They start with the end in mind. I think it's Steve Covey. I can't remember. Start with the end in mind. Think like, what's my future going to be like? What's my end going to be like? Think like the owner. Think about the end. Perhaps it will make a whole lot of things different for you. I hope that we learned a lesson from this story that I shared about Marcus and Jordan. I find it very inspiring and very challenging. Every time I share anything with you guys, I also speak to myself. I also challenge myself. I'm also trying to grow what I do. I'm also saying to myself, what's next for me? Like I was saying to a friend of mine today, I'm already thinking of things that should be done before I turn 50. I think I should be 44 now. I also begin to feel like, oh, maybe there are things I should have done by now. That's how I think. What are the things that we need to do before the year comes? We are now in April. What have you done to make this year to make the most of this year? What are the things? Don't give up on the year. The year is not over. No, you need to start changing your trajectory. Ask yourself questions. Not waiting for permission. Not what the British call pussyfooting. Like you always wait on the edge. Never making a decision. It's time to take those bold steps. It's time to do whatever I need to do towards that your dream or aspiration. I hope we have learned a lot from the story I shared and for everything I shared. So thank you very much for all your attention. If you missed out on the story or you joined in the middle of the story, please go on my type my name on YouTube, Onyekwelu ILOGE. Search on click on the live section. You have the video. Rewind it up to the point or forward it up to the point where the story is. You can listen to the story and learn from it. It's an amazing story, and I hope you're inspired with it. So a big thank you to everybody. If you like it, like I can see, thank you very much, Big Dams, for tapping on the screen. Thank you, Director Butch, for joining. Always keep tapping on the screen if you like what we're doing. Thank you for everyone. Please share this live stream so more people can learn from it. Keep sharing it and keep sharing it. Yeah, let us know what your biggest takeaways are. Thank you very much. Jeffrey says thank you, and to everyone that said thank you already. Yeah. So please, guys, don't forget, take action in whatever you do. Take action. Yeah. So share this so that someone can learn a thing or two from it. If you want to book a session, please go ahead. So I'm just going to open the lines up so that more people can, those that want to contribute, they can contribute. Those that want to say a thing or two, feel free to share your thoughts. I'm also going to paste this on YouTube. Sorry, you can't comment on YouTube. Sorry, guys. You can only type. You can't come on and talk. So I'll just post this on. Sorry, before I do, let me just post this. In case there's anyone that wants to make a comment or two, please feel free to come and make a comment. All right. I hope you are learning. Thank you, Oluwanisi. I can see that you joined. Thank you. It's me, Biswan Tripura. Thank you, Divo. Thank you very much for all those that have joined. Let me post this lastly on Happy Sunday, then. Thank you very much. Okay, it's already posted here. All right. So I hope you guys can see me. What is this video saying? Can be seen. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Okay. For those that want to make a comment, please go ahead and make a comment. As I'm about to, I'll run this up. Waiting for it. So yes, if you click on my bio, you can find my free ebook there. Click on it. It's titled Roadmap to Financial Freedom. And I also have a paid ebook there. It's titled From Idea to Shortlet Business. So if it's something that you're interested in, please go ahead and share it, or go ahead and click on it and have access to it. All right, your VA 247. Are you okay? How are you doing today? Let us know what your thoughts are, please. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. I'm very well, thank you. So I just want to firstly commend your consistency. Every Sunday, this has been going on, and yeah, you have never for once missed a Sunday. And I also like to appreciate today's session because your talks really stirred a lot of things in my spirit, and I was like, wow. So thank you very much, sir, for always giving us information, for doing this live session consistently every Sunday. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for always tuning in. A big thank you. A big thank you. It's actually humbling when I see people share things like what you just shared now, I'm really blessed by what you shared. It's encouraging. Thank you, Risa, for joining. And to everyone that joins. Currently now on across YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, we have about 43 people. On TikTok, we have about 5 persons, but people come in and go out. It's actually humbling that at some point I come and I don't see anybody. Some people might say, this guy is always doing this every Sunday and all that, and maybe they feel for me. Maybe they wait until they come and they see 500 people on the stream or 1,000 people on the stream before they can take what we're doing serious. I'm not waiting for anybody's permission. I'm not waiting for anybody's approval. I'm speaking, like, just to say to you that I'm practicing what I teach. Thank you very much, Vembe. Say thank you very much. The session, yeah. Thank you, Vembe. So I'm not waiting for anybody's permission. I'm waiting for anybody's approval. When I made a decision to do this, it comes a lot of sacrifice. Sometimes I join in late. Sometimes I try my best not to. Thank you, Nimuel Ricardo. I try my best to be here. I have to sacrifice a lot of stuff for my family. I have to make my way home if I can, or stream anywhere I find myself, or any country I find myself. I try to keep up to that. Sometimes it's the time zones will not be good, will not be favorable for me, because I've made a decision for the time on the UK I do it. What am I trying to do is to know that there's somebody out there like you today that is watching this, that just by the things you hear me, I've seen people that call me and say, I watch your life. I watch your life, and I look at what I've taken action, look at what I've done. It's very encouraging. Sometimes it puts tears on my eyes, and I'm like, wow, I wish 10 years ago that somebody was doing this. I wish 5 years ago that somebody was doing this. I wish that somebody ever shared something. But around me, people I know, they hoard information. Thank you very much, Francis Uchenda. They hoard information. They don't tell anybody what it takes. They don't say anything. They just say, hello, how you doing? They don't want to challenge. There's no challenge. Nobody wants to bring out the best in you. Everybody's just thinking of themselves. And if I thought they got an opportunity, they don't want to tell you. I'm not that kind of person. I go by what the Bible says. The Bible says, more blessed to give than to receive. Those are things that keep me going. So thank you very much, your VA247, for your thoughts, and keep joining, and please share this to other people, all right? Okay, as we bring this to a close, please, my book, The Migration Mirage, I'm writing it now currently. It says Why Nations Lose Tomorrow and Lineages Fade. We should have a website coming out soon, and you can join the waiting list or get to know what the updates are. If you want to join our community of vibrant environment network of like-minded people and stay motivated, on the flyer that brought you here, there's a QR code. If you scan that, it will lead you to my WhatsApp channel. Perhaps you can find a way to make a comment or something about it. I can add you on, or you can, what's another way? You can send a DM, and either me or any of our team members will pick it up and they can sort that out for you. Your life is in your hand. Control your time, and don't die average. Don't die average. Live your best life. Die empty. Die empty. I don't forget it. If you have never been to a graveyard, I highly recommend you go to a graveyard, especially the one that has tombstones. Sit down there, walk around, read what they wrote on the tombstones. You see people die 2 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old, 80 years old, 90 years old. A lot of them, Miles Monroe says, that is the wealthiest place on earth, where things that should have been did not happening. Books that should have been written, ideas that should have come, vaccines, innovations, they all go in the grave. That is never God's desire. We all ought to die empty, emptying everything out, all that you can be, all that you can be. There's a lot in you. Don't look, I say to people, your situation or your background does not define your destiny. Everybody has a golden destiny, all unique, all different. I hope we've learned a thing or two. So this live stream every Sunday, we have sponsors. If you're interested, send me a DM. Or you can see on my bio, there's an email, book to speak Onyekwelu, send us a DM. So it's sponsored by The Hair You Love. What do? It's spelled D for Delta, hair, then U for umbrella, then LUV. That's how it's spelled, The Hair You Love. They sell premium wigs, they sell accessories, they sell extensions. So check them out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. And if you want to patronize them, send them a DM and they'll be at your service. And on TikTok, they're sending us they're doing whatever. You can see them coming up on TikTok as we're speaking right now. These 610 homes, what do? We do property investment in the United Kingdom. We buy properties that are run down, add value to them, and rent them out. In Nigeria, we do property development. We're building an estate. Our current estate is 5-bedroom detached houses, 20 units of that, in the heart of the capital of Abuja. So Abuja is the capital. So if you're looking, you have cash, you don't know what to do with that cash, send us a DM and we can work something out that will be of good up to you. Part of what this 610 does, they do shotlets in Nigeria, serviced accommodations in the United Kingdom. So you don't have to stay in a hotel. We can provide you accommodations that make you feel like you're at home or when you're away from home. All right? Next is Love Family Podcast, sponsors this episode. They have episodes on there. The last one is about the host. You want to check them. We're talking about marriages, the challenge of marriages. So go on there, type Love Family Podcast, one word, on YouTube, and you can find episodes. Watch them. Please share them. The whole idea is to push out content there that helps marriages to stay together for a very long time. All right? Okay. I believe we've all learned a thing or two. The topic for today is permission denied or granted. If you missed out on any of the things we discussed, go on YouTube, type my name, click on the live session. You can watch it all out. You can watch it, pause it, whatever you want to do. All right? Thank you very much. One more time. I appreciate my personal assistant, Venus. I appreciate my social media manager, Dami. Appreciate my family, especially my amazing wife, my lovely children. Just to say a big thank you. Thank you to all my mentors, everyone that I've learned a thing or two for. Thank you to my colleagues and everyone that has been an inspiration to me, people that I share ideas with on a regular basis. A big thank you. If you love what you hear, please like, share it so more people can be a part of it. Let us know what your biggest takeaways are in the comments section. All right? Next week, same time, 7 p.m. UK time. Check what time it is in your own country. We will discuss the topic called Let Us Go. Let us go. So it's going to be a good one, just like today, and has always been. So don't miss it out, okay? So whatever you do, I talked about how you can get 10 minutes free consultation. I also talked about the free book, ebook, and paid ebook, and join the community. I've done that. Take your life in your hands. I've said that to you, and talk to you about our sponsors. So let me wrap this up. Vision is nothing without permission. So you have what we talked about last week is good, but if you don't have a better perspective of what your situation is, if you don't take action, or if you're waiting for someone to tell you what to do, you'll just be at the same spot. Your life changes the moment you authorize yourself to act. That's a whole lot of difference. Most people are not limited. They are waiting for someone to approve them. Stop waiting for approval. Stop waiting for validation. Stop waiting for perfect timing. Delay is often self-denial in disguise. Do something today. Today, not tomorrow. All right? The difference is not intelligence, it's action. So between Marcus, we talked about in our story, and Jordan, it was not intelligence, it was action. Marcus had structure, knowledge, and opportunity. Jordan had courage, movement, and execution. What you do matters more than what you know. We need to bear that in mind. Permission shapes generations. When you hesitate, your children and your lineage will inherit hesitation. Don't forget that. That sometimes this thing we do goes beyond us to our children. When you move boldly, you rewrite the family history. This is bigger than you. It is legacy. So taking, not waiting for permission, is transferred to your children. They learn to go and take life and not waiting for it. All right. So permission is something it's not something you wait for. It's something you take. Your future is waiting on that decision, on that action, to do something about it. Remember that the whole idea of doing this thing is that by now, if you're watching from the beginning to now, there will be something stirred up in you that you are already uncomfortable, and you're already saying to yourself, concerning this part of my life, I'm going to take this action or that action. That's the whole idea. It's supposed to awaken those things that are in you, to shake them, to bring them out. And if after listening to this for an hour or so, nothing has happened, you need to check yourself. You need to analyze yourself. You need to tell yourself, who are the people I'm around? What's happening? What's happening to me? Why is it that everything that was shared in the last 60 minutes or so, I don't feel like taking any action? You need to check yourself. Remember the verse I always quote, Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants on horses, while princes walk on the ground like servants. Ensure that you are in the right place, or you're on the right path towards where you desire for yourself. All right? Remember, the wise always invest. The wise always invest. Invest in whatever will make you stop waiting for permission, but instead taking that action. So this is to say to you, peace, Udo, and I'm out. Bye-bye.